Hello everyone, welcome back to another art lesson with Miss Harris. Today's lesson is called a foil contour drawing. So we're actually going to try to use different types of materials today. So I know our other lessons have had paper and pencil, maybe some markers or crayons or colored pencils. I want you to see if you have any tin foil at home. This is the shiny aluminum foil that we use for baking. If you don't have something like this, it's okay. You can still use any other type of paper. So maybe if you have a magazine or newspaper or any other type of colorful paper, anything you want to create something that will be distinct in the middle. So I'll show you our project real quick. This is what the finished piece will look like with our tin foil pieces. Kind of cool, huh? For our foil contour drawing lesson, you will need paper, aluminum foil, or any other type of specialty paper you have at home, scissors, markers, crayons or colored pencils, and glue. Some of the vocabulary words we will be going over today are outline or contour shapes or drawings, organic shapes, geometric shapes, and we will be reviewing our color wheel. A newer term that I'm not sure you might be as familiar with is contour. Contour drawings and contour lines are the outline of something without any detail inside. So this really is the shape of an object. So if I were going to do a contour drawing of a pair of scissors, it might look like this. Let's see if you can guess what these other contour drawings are. This contour drawing is actually a pink eraser. The long, thin shape in the middle is a permanent marker. The shape farthest to the right is a bottle of glue. And lastly, we have our tape dispenser. Now that you all are familiar with contour shapes, let's talk about two different types of shapes, geometric and organic. Geometric shapes are shapes that we know in math normally. That's where we've practiced them or heard of them besides art. They have different sides and angles and corners. So these are shapes that have names. So these would be things like squares, rectangles, triangles, circles, things that we know as shapes and that have names. These are some examples of geometric shapes. Some organic shapes are things that we would find in nature. So these don't really have a name. So like the shape of a pear doesn't really have a name when we talk about shapes. Even a shape of like a leaf or any type of coral or seaweed, things like that. Those don't really come in certain named shapes that we're familiar with. So in those types of situations, we call those organic shapes, again, shapes that we find in nature. For your project, you want to decide if you would like to use geometric or organic shapes for your foil pieces. They will be placed in the center of your project like these examples. I chose the geometric shape circle. These are pieces I found around my house to give me different sizes. You will want to trace these shapes on your piece of tin foil and then cut them out with a pair of scissors. Once you have your pieces cut out, you want to lay them on your paper in any type of direction or placement that you find appealing to you. Here is an example using other geometric shapes. Next, you will draw an outline of your shape further out. My circle now has multiple circles around it. In some places, your circles or shapes may touch one another. You'll want to decide which shape is going to go in front or behind the other one. You will do this same technique to all of your circles or shapes on your paper until you fill the entire page. You might have some room in the corner that you'll also want to design. Again, until your entire page is filled. You'll want to use a Sharpie marker to trace your lines. Outlining your piece will give you clear direction for your coloring. Here is step 2 of the artist sample. We're also going to review the color wheel today. The color wheel is something that's very useful when we are planning out a color scheme. A color scheme just means our plan for our color and which colors go together. There's all different types of color schemes. Today I'm only going to go over 2 of those. The first one is a primary color scheme, which I know most of my students remember that primary colors are those first colors, the colors that we use to make other colors. So let's go over those primary colors really quickly. Those very important primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. Now for secondary colors. Secondary colors, remember, are the colors that the primary colors make. So we need 2 primary colors mixed together make a secondary color. And that's one of the reasons why they're called secondary colors, is because it takes 2 colors to make them. So let's review what are those secondary colors. Knowing our primary colors are red, yellow, and blue, red and yellow together make orange. Yellow and blue make green. And blue and red make purple. So again, our primary colors are red, yellow, and blue, and secondary are orange, green, and purple. In this example, you can see that the artist used primary colors, those reds, blues, and yellows. I chose to go with a secondary color scheme. So my colors, you will see, are orange, green, and purple. You will want to use these colors in a pattern to fill your circles and shapes. You can also use designs in the white paper to create another color for your piece. When you get to the edges, make sure to use an extra piece of paper to catch the extra marker or coloring pencil that goes off the edges. Once your piece is complete, you should have no white paper showing except for around your designs. Well, I hope you enjoyed our lesson today and you had some fun using a different type of material. Again, whatever you found at home. And I would love to see these, so make sure that you're emailing them to me so I can see how creative you are. Bye for now.